I'm feeling bored, yeah, let's take a flight. Might go to Phoenix, might see Hawaii. I'm loving all the views, even at night. On my mind.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Just wanted to show you guys the latest project. If you guys remember, I do have a set of NSX style tails for the TL. It looks super dope, but I do have my complaints. Number one, it's just not that bright, and number two, I wish that the brake / turn signal setup was different. So naturally I ended up modding them, well, at least one side so far. But the hard part is over, and I figured everything out with my setup, and I wanted to show you guys before I moved on. So if you guys didn't know, this isn't my first time messing around with taillights. I've done a few sets on the TL. There's the red stripes, which is currently on the car right now, and the black and clear RGB tails that I made. Now I'm taking what I learned and just applying it towards these tails. The NSX style tail setup is completely different than the OEM style ones, but luckily it's not too complicated. This is what it looks like originally, and this is what my modded taillights look like. Basically, I cut it open, added some RGB LEDs, swapped the tinted lens with a clear one, patched it up, and that's it. And unfortunately, I lost some footage of me taking the taillights apart. Sorry guys, but I can show you guys some pictures of how the taillights are made. Now I do have a tutorial on how to cut open the Acura TL taillights, so check that out if you're curious on how to do it. I'll leave a link in the video description down below. First, flipping the taillight over real quick. You take these 4 screws out, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cut it open just like how you would with the OEM style ones. Remove this outer lens. You should then be able to remove this middle main piece, which consists of, this clear lens, this red diffuser piece. It pops off. You can then start modding the tails however you like. There's that red diffuser piece that can be removed by prying it off. And under that is a pretty thick clear lens piece. Pry that off, and now you can see the internals of how the taillight is made. The mirror backing along with the LEDs is what makes up most of the lighting. There's a LED board set up on this side, and there's a LED board that makes up this part of the taillight. Easily removable. So it did take me a while to figure everything out. I tried my best to make this inner clear lens work, so I don't need this red diffuser piece, but I'm very picky on how the LEDs were diffused, and when I finally was content with how the LEDs were diffused, there were fitment issues. This inner clear lens piece kept hitting with the LEDs around this area, and it couldn't clip in properly. It is what it is, and I'm going with this red, black, and clear look. If I had version 2 of the NSX style tails, it would look so dope. Instead of this red diffuser piece, it would be white and clear, and it would show all the colors of the LEDs. But overall, I'm still happy with this setup. Now to show you guys the main difference between the original taillight and my modded taillight, real quick, I made this ghetto power box for testing. So shoutouts to Next Level Neo for providing a guide on how to make it. I already had half the stuff lying around, so I just made it. I put it back together real quick, and here's how it comes originally with the tinted lens. During the day, it's kind of difficult to see the red sea light on as running lights, but at night, it's perfectly fine. The middle part right here is the brake light and turn signal, which I don't like personally, but that's why I'm modding it. This is what it would look like during at night. It looks really bright, but during the day, it's really hard to see any of these LEDs. And as for the brake light, you can see it during the day. It's not too bad, but let's check out my setup. This clear lens is off another clean set of depot tails. It's not the same quality as OEM, so I'm not sure if there's going to be any issues like stress cracks or moisture issues. I patched it up just like my other sets. I got the rubber butyl and some electrical tape for now, so I can somewhat easily replace the outer lens if I needed to. My whole LED setup is 5-volt RGB LEDs, and with this Blue Ghost RGB controller, I can basically kind of program it however I want. Here's the opening animation for the DRLs. Looks pretty freaking dope. Here's the brake light. And here's the turn signal. It is sequential, and I can program it however I want. It could be regular or sequential. And here's one of the party modes, basically just cycling through the colors. As you can see, the clear part right here shows all the colors, and because of this red diffuser, it only lights up red obviously, but it does have an outline of like RGB goodness, so that is still pretty dope. This is just one of many party modes, and it's all set, ready to go. I have the RGB wire just basically poking out of that little hole right there. And unfortunately, because I am using a clear lens, it does show all the imperfections on the inside. You can see like small smudges for me just handling it, and little damages from, you know, modding and just touching and handling it. And there is a small crack. Yeah, so definitely be careful handling it if you guys are modding it, because the insides will show every little defect, every little smudge, every little dust particle. So try my best to clean it out, but it is what it is. But I really do still like the look of this. Hey, this is Future Marty. So this is the internals of the passenger side taillight, just to show you guys real quick. Basically cut it slit open so the LEDs can go in there. These LEDs do have a sticky adhesive behind it, but just to make sure that it's all tucked in, this is like a, what is it, silicone adhesive, going all the way around just to help it stick in there every 5 LEDs or so, just to help it stick in there. And here's the back side showing the whole setup. I do have foil tape tucking this in. Here's the LED strip with a little diffuser that looks like this. This is clear or transparent, and then you just mount them in there. You can slide them in, but I cut a slit because it's really hard to slide them in there after some length, and the LEDs will barely fit if I have this clear diffuser. Like, it just like mashes on the LEDs, unfortunately. So we got to get rid of this, but fits perfectly fine with the red diffuser. All it's missing is this little clear piece in the middle, and that's pretty much it. All right, back to the video. Alright guys, so that about wraps it up. I really wish I could make that inner lens piece work so it can show all the colors of the RGB, but I would have to make a lot more modifications to the tails to make it work. I would say that would definitely work for version 2 of the NSX style tails, which is black and clear. So I'm gonna have to get a pair of those in the future and mod them the same way. I still gotta finish the passenger side taillight, but at least I know what I'm doing for my setup, and the hardest part is already over. So that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed as always. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.